Hi everybody, welcome back to Cantonese food recipes. Today I'll be making some char siu ribs in the air fryer. I hope you guys like this video and give this video a thumbs up. So let's start this recipe. So over here I got some pork ribs that I cut into good sized pieces for my air fryer. Okay, once it's all cut, I put it into another bowl. Obviously the ribs you have to wash it first, clean it first. Well, this is a very easy and basic recipe, so you don't need to poke any holes into the ribs for the flavor to get in. It's a very quick and simple, fast recipe that I'm making here. So first I'm using some salt. I'm just gonna sprinkle all around. You don't want too much salt on the pork ribs because mostly it's sugary and sweet. So just give it a good sprinkle all around the ribs like I'm doing right now on the video. And then here I got some white pepper. I'm doing the same process, just sprinkle a good amount. You don't want it to taste too peppery on your ribs. Just a quick sprinkle all around the pieces of ribs that you have. Okay, it's a very easy and quick recipe, and it's also fast for dinner, and it also tastes absolutely delicious and also looks very beautiful after it's made. So over here I also got some garlic salt. Yeah, because I'm like a bit lazy and I didn't chop up some garlic, so I just sprinkle some garlic salt as that have a little bit of that garlic flavor that I'm putting it in. And then over here I have some chicken bouillon powder. Also put just 1 teaspoon of chicken powder there. Then here I got some brown sugar. Brown sugar, as you can see, I'm putting in 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. You don't want to put too much sugar while marinating because when you air fry the ribs, it will get burnt very fast. So yeah, after you put in your dry seasoning, you're just gonna put on a glove or just use your bare hands and just give the ribs a quick rub. Okay, now it's time for the wet ingredients. Here I got I'm adding in about 2 teaspoons of hoisin sauce. It's just a quick marination, so you don't need to add too much ingredients, because once you finish air frying the ribs, and then you'll be putting in some char siu and honey sauce, and that makes it like the perfect taste. But for now we're just gonna add in just a little bit of ingredients to marinate the ribs. Okay, over here I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of char siu sauce. You know, char siu sauce has a lot of sugar, so you don't want to put too much as well. Okay, over here is we got some oyster sauce over here. Just a quick drizzle. But if you wanna like measure and put, it looks like it was about like 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. And then also got some soy sauce. Just gonna drizzle around it, so it's about 1 tablespoon, it looks like. And then here I got some sesame oil. Sesame oil also just drizzle a little bit, about about 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Here I got some Chinese rice wine. Also just pour in a little bit, and it looks like it's about 1 teaspoon there. And then finally we're gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil. This will like crisp up the ribs once we place it into the air fryer. Okay, once all the wet ingredients are placed in, we can also give the ribs quick rub. As you can see in the video, just rub it, and yeah, rub each piece with all that ingredients. I know you guys say you can just use like a plastic bag and just put all the ingredients and marinate the ribs. You can do that as well, but I prefer like rubbing it in to the pork ribs. So I covered it with cling wrap and left it in the fridge overnight for it to marinate. And then now you can see for the starting to prepare dinner. And yeah, we place it into the air fryer. Yeah, first you need to put in tin foil into the air fryer so that it keeps all the juices when you're air frying the ribs. You don't want the ribs oils to be dripping down while it's air frying. So yeah, you let all those juices be kept in on the tin foil. So as you can see, I'm air frying the air fry it for like 20 minutes at 180 degrees. And once it's done, we can just pull the basket out and just give the ribs a quick a turn, and then we can pop it back into the air fry for another 15 minutes at 180 degrees. So this is the second time we take it out, and as you can see, you just need to look at the ribs if it looks like it's cooked well done or not. If it's not that well done, then you might need to pop it into the air fry for about 5 minutes more. But once it almost looks like it's well done, we can start to brush some char siu sauce and honey onto the ribs. So as you can see, I think it's like well done. And then here I got my char siu sauce. We're just gonna put in about 2 teaspoons of char siu sauce and brush it all around the ribs. I must say this recipe was absolutely delicious. It's better than eating out at the restaurants. Very tasty. You guys must give this recipe a try and let me comment down below this video and let me know how it went and how tasty it was. Okay, as you can see, I'm brushing the char siu sauce all around from both the front and the back side of the ribs. And then if there's not enough char siu sauce, you can put in another 2 teaspoons of char siu sauce there and brush it all around the ribs. This recipe was very easy and basic. I was just playing around with the sauces and stuff. I had many trials and errors on this recipe, so this time when I made this rib, it was perfect. My first attempt was like bad because when I was marinating these ribs, I put too much sugar, and that caused the ribs to burn up very quickly in the air fryer. So now also drizzled in some honey. You can drizzle plenty of honey if you want that crazy sweetness on the ribs. Then just give the ribs all around the ribs, give it a good brush. And then yeah, once it's brushed, you can place the ribs nicely again on the basket and pop it back in the air fryer and just air fry it for about 5 minutes. You don't want it too long or else it will burn up. But while you pop it back into the air fryer, yeah, the honey and the char siu sauce will get melted onto the ribs, and yeah, it will be very delicious. As you can see, the tin foil there is holding on to all the pork oil, and yeah, that gives the pork even more glaze. So yeah, as you can see, this is the results. Look at how shiny it looks. It also smelled very good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yeah, you just pop it back in. Give it a good 5 minutes. Okay. Once it's done, pull it out and voila, look at that. If you like your ribs burnt, pop it in there for about 8 to 10 minutes. I don't like too much burnt meat, so I like the juiciness and well cooked pork ribs. Wow, look at that. Fast and easy recipe that you guys can make at home. Guys, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. I like to have it with a salad, but I was lazy to chop up a salad. But anyways, I like it with just a bit of rice. Well cooked. Look at that, how shiny. Very tasty. Okay guys, until next time, until I make another recipe for you guys to check, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for your support. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.